Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Java by MK. So today I'm going to explain microservices in detail. So let's get started. So you can see in my screen that this is a microservices architecture, and there is two microservices, user and department, and we have API gateway, we have Zipkin server, we have history dashboard, we have config server. So I will explain each and every microservices in detail. So you can see all these microservices comes under service registry, service discovery. So user, it comes under user microservice. Also we give under service registry, history dashboard also we give under service registry, API gateway and department, everything. So how all these are working, how this microservice is interacting with department, this also I will explain. So I have already code written, but I will explain how the code is working internally. Okay, so first one is department. So first let's see how many dependencies we have added in the pom.xml. So yes, so you can see that we have JPA dependency here, we have Netflix Eureka client, we have Spring Cloud config server, we have MySQL, Lombok. Okay, so these basically we have this Netflix Eureka client. Okay, this is these are the dependencies that we have. Okay, so now let's go into the code part. So you see here we have this main class here, and we have very easy we have a department controller. Here we are using two, one is post mapping and another one get mapping. So in the post mapping you can see we have save department and we have one department model also. This is a table basically. So in, we can say entity, this is an entity, we have department ID, department name, department address and department code. Okay, and you can see we are using JPA repository here to perform our SQL operation, and we have department service also. So it is very easy, not nothing much is going on here. We are just calling these two APIs, post mapping and get mapping. Okay, so let's see how this is working, and you can see all, I will also explain the application.yml here. So you can see that these are the JPA configuration I have done for this okay, and also we have this, yes, this one is service registry, means I have to register my user microservice into service discovery. So this is the configuration that we need to add: Eureka client registered with service Eureka true and fetch registry true, and default zone will be this one. Okay, clear. Okay, now let's run this and also you can see the port we are using 9001. Okay, so you can see this is the API. So let's hit suppose I have department, I'm using department one. So okay, so we are getting the get API is working. Let's try with post. Okay, so this one is post. Okay, this one is also working. So let's move to another another microservice, that is user. So user, again let's just have a look on pom.xml. So you can see the all the dependencies here. See, we have Netflix Eureka client here also. We have cloud server. This is the, I will explain later, this my Spring Cloud config server. We have MySQL, Lombok and test one. Okay, so similar to depend this department one only. And here we will be communicating with department. So you can see here that we have one rest, we are using rest template to and their methods to communicate with department. How we are communicating, I will explain. See, we have two APIs here, post mapping and get mapping. So in the user, we are using department ID. Okay. So in this department ID is basically from department. Okay. So second one is get mapping. So here you can see get user with department. So here you can see that we are using this template and get for object. Get for object takes two parameters. One is URL and second one is uh, your class, this response class. Okay. Department dot class, which is okay. So this we are why we are giving this instead of localhost, I will explain later. But most important part is we are getting the user is having the department ID. From the department ID we are getting the department, and then we are setting the in the response, and we are sending the response back. Okay, so now I will go to application.yml here. See, I have this runs on 9002 port, and we have Spring Data Source URL, and this Hibernate properties, and then we have this. Again, we have, as I mentioned here, that all your microservice needs to be registered to this service registry, Netflix Eureka service discovery. So that's why I have this application config. This configuration is needed. Okay. Now next, so this let me just try with some okay. So you can see that we have this get call. This one is get call. So let me try with this one. Okay, so see, we got not only user, we got department also. Okay, and let's try with post. So let's assume this, instead of 13, let's give 4, give some other name. Okay, and let's try now. Okay, so we this department. Now let's try with 16 one here. Okay, uh, so department right now it is null. So basically department 13 I don't think we have. So let's use 13 only. Okay, now let's use 17 here. Okay, so next part is we are going to write the code for service registry. So you can see I already have service registry here. So let me quickly go to form.xml to see all the dependencies that we have. So you can see that for this also we have Spring Cloud Starter Netflix Eureka server. This one is server. All others were client, but this is server. Just see here that we are using Eureka client is there, but for this it is server and server. Okay, and what okay, and other dependencies that is it is having is uh, Spring Cloud config server is there. I will explain why we are using Spring Cloud config server. And let me go to this C. This enable Eureka server. Once you give this annotation, your this service will start working as in this as working as service registry. Okay. So now what? Let me see what is there in application properties. So see, this is in application dot properties, and we have set this as false because this is the service registry itself. So we don't need this to be discovered by any other service, because this is the one which are looking for all the services, and this is running in the port 8761. So let this is the URL localhost 8761.